Hi, this is Mike Fleming. I'm the president of Sales Tax and More. And today I'd like to talk briefly about the cardinal sin of sales tax, and that is tax collected and not remitted. Our salespeople have been talking to a number of companies recently that have found themselves in this predicament. So, in this day and age where it's real easy because of automation to turn tax on, we're finding more and more companies, haven't set up the ability to file returns, or the person who set up the registrations left the company before the returns piece was set up. But for whatever reason, sometimes this goes a couple of months. We've recently spoke to a company where this was going on for 10 years. And the reason why this is the cardinal sin is because it's never your money. It's either your customer's money or the state's money. So when it doesn't get remitted, the state, assumes that this is unjust enrichment. In other words, it's a way of you stealing this money from either your customers or the state. And it is one of the few areas where people can actually end up going to jail for tax collected, not remitted. Now, generally, there's got to be some sort of intent to do this. But if it's going on for 10 years, it's kind of hard to say, well, we didn't know that this was happening. So very, very important that as soon as you realize that you've got tax collected, not remitted, that you get this remitted. Now, depending on how long it's going on, you may want to do what we call a voluntary disclosure agreement. In other words, you go to the state and you say, hey, we weren't aware of this and we just realized it. And, we've been doing this for 10 years and, we'd like to come clean. Now, this particular one that I'm talking about was with the state of California, and they worked with us. So it was quite a lot of money. The way that this particular one happened is that the bookkeeper didn't know what they were supposed to be doing. So they kept doing journal entries and moving it back to the general ledger rather than remit it to the state. So we actually did a voluntary disclosure agreement with the state of California. They waived all of the penalties, any of the criminal penalties, any of the civil penalties. They did require interest to be paid on the tax that's got collected, and also they don't limit the look-back period. If you owe that tax, you've got to turn that tax in. There's no way to get to keep any of that back tax. So instead of doing a normal 36-month VDA, we did an actual 10-year VDA. But still, we saved all of the penalty during that period. And we actually got some of the interest waived. We didn't get the interest during the 36-month period waived. So very, very important. As soon as you realize that you have money that doesn't belong to you, it belongs to the state, that you reach out to someone like us, or you reach out to the state yourself. The benefit of reaching out to someone like us is we can approach the state on an anonymous basis. Whereas if you're calling yourself, kind of hard to be anonymous. So, but this is something that's very, very serious. Certain states like Florida, if you Google sales tax and jail, you'll see a number of cases in Florida where this is. Now, generally, this is cash businesses, and they're actually trying to cheat on their taxes. But even when you're not going to jail, there can be what we call criminal penalties. And a criminal penalty just means on top of the normal penalties, which can be 25% or so, there may be another 25% or 50% in penalties just because, you haven't turned this in on time and you have kept the tax that was collected and you did not remit it. Remember, it's a cardinal sin of sales tax. So as soon as you discover that this is an issue, and like I said earlier, it's really easy to start collecting tax nowadays. You just flip a switch. With a lot of these automated systems. So we're starting to see more and more of this, but it's something that needs to be taken care of immediately once it's discovered. If you need additional information, please reach out. Our salespeople, as I mentioned, are very knowledgeable about this typical subject, and we are helping quite a number of companies get through it. Thanks for your time, and hope to see you again shortly. Bye.